Before he would create one of the most iconic killers in horror history, John Carpenter made him a little movie called Assault on Precinct 13. And today we're talking about it. So come on, let's go. Let's get our blood oath ready and jump into this thing.
Flip the switches to maximum amplification as Parker, Dan, and Angela prepare for their operation. With trivia and plot points scrawled across their walls, laughter and debate erupts as the movie's drama calls. The world may call them crazy, minds gone astray, but genius and passion and madness all dance the same way. Now the show begins to rise from its broadcast realm, and you can open your eyes as we dissect that film.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Dissect That Film Podcast, a podcast that dissects the good, the bad, and the ugly of cinema. I am your host, Brett Parker. Joining me, as always, are my wonderful co-hosts, Dan and Angela of DNA Gaming.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hello. Stay strapped or get clapped, boy.
Okay, good start. We're here. Yep. What is going on? It feels like forever. This new schedule is good, but it's also like, it makes me miss you guys way more. I'm like, I feel like I haven't talked to you guys in so long.
You can text us.
We do text each other.
We can chat outside of.
I know things get
do.
busy, things happen. I'm bad about texting people. It's not just you guys.
I am
Same.
too. I'm going to send a picture to Parker. It's like, does this look like a rash to you?
Oh no, let's not do that. Before we get into the movie at hand, we're going to do a little bit of house cleaning because I want to talk about some stuff before we get into the episode, because I feel like people are actually going to hear it instead of at the end of the episode when, you know, they get to the end stuff where I'm just spouting off nonsense and they're just like, I think this is a good stopping point. So I'm going to talk about it now. For anyone who is wondering what happened to an episode last week, well, as of last week, we became a bi-weekly show. Or at least the Dissect That Film podcast has become a bi-weekly show for the time being. It may not be a permanent thing, but as of right now, that is what is happening. But you will still be getting an episode every week because we are intertwining the Dissect That Film podcast and our second show, The Monster Zone, hosted by Dan and Angela. And so they're going to be intertwining. So when you get a Dissect That Film podcast episode, the next week you'll get a Monster Zone, and so on and so forth. So that is how that is working. So next week, you're going to get a Monster Zone episode. So and Monster Zone will be out on Fridays now in place of whatever we were doing before. So instead of getting those on Mondays or Tuesdays, those will be on Fridays, alternating with this podcast. So that's what's going on. So if you have any questions, please DM me. Please, I will answer whatever questions you have, if you have any. If not, I hope this doesn't upset too many people because it feels good for us because we needed to do this. This was a must.
And if you feel intimidated by Parker's chatliness, you can DM me and I will promptly ignore them.
Nobody DMs me, so you can DM me too.
Send us an email. No one ever sends us emails. So unless it's somebody, you know, going, we viewed your Instagram account and it seems to be suffering. Would you like to buy some followers? No, I would not. Thank you.
I prefer to buy more liquid death. Fuck off.
Yeah. This is my replacement for beer. I just don't drink much now. So I've been just buying these instead of beer, and it's cheaper.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good.
And it doesn't make me feel like shit in the morning.
Awesome.
All right. The next set of notes here are the fact that we are in September. We're not going to start it in August because there's a lot going on, and we want to make sure we plan this ahead of time. We're going to start doing watch-alongs starting in September. Once a month, all three of us are going to sit down. We're going to watch a movie over for all of our $3 tier members. So if you want to join in on the watch-alongs, you'll have to join the $3 tier. If you don't want to do that, I mean, I want to give back to our $3 tier members. So I feel doing a once a month watch along, for one, it doesn't put a lot of editing prowess on me. I don't know why I said prowess. I don't have any prowess. It doesn't. I don't have to edit. That's what I should have said. And yeah, it'll be fun to just hang out, with whoever comes in, and also get to hang out with Dan and Angela and get to watch whatever the heck movie we're going to be watching. So that will be starting in September. It's not going to be a consistent date every month. It's going to be whenever all three of us can get together and sit down and watch a movie. So that's what's going to be going on there.
Yes. And
the biggest thing, because it's been 4 long years in the making, we finally hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Woo! Will it take us 4 more years to hit 2? I hope not.
Probably.
I hope not.
We need to tap more into our Indian folk again.
I know. We miss you. We seriously miss you. We were hoping you just wanted more Jurassic Park 3. Dan, you really need to bring that back. That was always the end of the show for you. It was watch Jurassic Park 3.
Yeah, watch Jurassic Park 3.
Or our episode on Jurassic Park 3, to be more precise.
Yeah. Well, that too.
Yeah. So yeah, that is just a little bit of house cleaning before we get into the episode. So now we're talking about the movie at hand. We're talking about John Carpenter's 1976 classic, Assault on Precinct 13.
Freeze! This is the police. Drop your weapons and place your hands above your heads.
Dan, you picked this movie, but when you told me that you picked the movie, you also said, I've never seen it. So clearly you don't have a history with it.
Nope, it was on my list. I've heard of it. I knew about the remake.
Angela, you shook your head, so I'm guessing you don't don't have a history.
Nope.
My history is I watched the remake. Not knowing this
hack.
No, it was Assault on Precinct 13.
I thought it was different.
Nope, it's the same title.
Those fucks.
Yeah, same title.
That was my fault.
That was the movie I remember renting, and I think that Ethan Hawke, Lawrence Fishburne, similar style to what this is, but
was it 05? I thought it was newer than that.
No, it's like 20 years old now.
Really?
Yeah. So I didn't know this movie existed. I didn't know that was a remake. I didn't find out till I think I was in like early high school when I was getting into John Carpenter movies, and I was looking at, IMDb was starting to get into to be a bigger thing. And I remember, I would go through like directors' filmographies just to see like, what have I missed in my youth, of all these directors I loved, watching Halloween a million times even at that point, and watching, like a Big Trouble in Little China and Escape from New York and, those Carpenter movies. I didn't know about the pre-Halloween ones. So like, Dark Star, which was his technically his first movie. And then he would go on to do this, which I was like, oh, this is a remake. Another movie that also did that to me was The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. I watched the remake with Denzel and John Travolta, not knowing there was an original with Jaws star Robert Shaw. So yeah, I
need to watch that too.
And the funny thing is when I found out about this movie, I still didn't watch it. Like I didn't go out of my way to be like, hey, I need to go watch the original Assault on Precinct 13. I did not watch it until yesterday. This is my first watch. I did buy for $13 on Amazon the Scream Factory Blu-ray. There's no 4K for this, which is perfectly fine because this transfer looks great just on Blu-ray. So yeah, if you want to grab this for fairly cheap, go snag it. I know a lot of people don't like Amazon, but sometimes when you're in a pinch and you need to get a movie to watch before you record something, that 2-day shipping sometimes is really good.
Yeah, that actually takes a day.
Or a day, yeah.
Like I'm just saying, like I think there's a Amazon fulfillment center somewhere near us. Yeah. Anytime I order it's going to be at your house, whatever, it's always the next day. So weird. It's
very convenient. But like I said, I do like to support those boutique labels, but sometimes when you're in a pinch and it costs $10 to $15 cheaper, I'm going to get the $10 to $15 cheaper version. So there's my spiel.
We're not all made of money.
That's my spiel. So this movie was directed by John Carpenter, of course, as I stated before. It was written by John Carpenter. It was edited by John Carpenter under the name John T. Chance.
It is John Carpenter.
It is John Carpenter. Yeah.
The whole movie.
The whole movie. Yep. Music was also done by John Carpenter. I love the theme of this movie.
It's good. It's good.
Really
It's very
good.
catchy. I was like humming it to myself after the movie was over.
And he makes sure it is used any and every moment.
He liked it. He was proud of his work.
He really did. It was released November 3rd, 1976 at a runtime of 91 minutes. It flew by. This movie absolutely flew by. I did nod off a little bit because I've been exhausted. And so it wasn't the movie. It was just the fact I was really tired. So I had to rewind this at least 3 or 4 times because I was like, I feel like something happened and I missed it. So we went back.
You didn't?
I didn't.
You're lucky you didn't.
I had a budget of $100,000. It had a budget of $100,000, and I don't have a number for the box or like what it made for the box office.
It certainly made some kind of money.
I don't think it did great. At least in an interview with John Carpenter, he stated that it didn't do great, but I guess it did way better over in the UK than it did in the US.
You know why?
No.
Because they don't have guns.
Oh.
Or they just wanted to see a bunch of dumbass Americans shoot each other. That was probably it. That was probably the one. No, but that's fair. But that happens though. Like we talk about it on here before where certain things, movies for whatever reason won't hook here, but they will internationally.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's just an audience difference.
John Carpenter, when he was writing this, originally he wanted this to be like a modern retelling of Rio Bravo, which we've talked about on the show because that's the movie that John Travolta like obsesses about in Get Shorty. Well, not obsesses about, but that was the movie he quotes a few times in that movie. But yeah, that was kind of his idea behind the movie, and then it kind of got changed down the road because of it. They didn't think it was going to work because they didn't think certain audiences were going to kind of connect to it as much because I guess one of the major reasons why it worked in the UK compared to the US is because the UK were they appreciated like Westerns more than like Americans because they just,
I think it was just too played out at that point. For the
maybe that was the reason why. But this is John Carpenter's kind of like homage to the classic Western. I mean, of course, it feels being Rio Bravo, which is one of like the most iconic Westerns of all time.
We need to cover a Western on here.
We do. I don't know where. I mean, there's so many good ones. Do we cover a classic? Do we cover like more modern? Like, what do we do?
We could do a Western month.
We could do that.
I have one in mind I'd like to talk about.
There's so many in my head.
There's so fucking many.
There's so many. I actually have one of them on VHS.
Mine was what's his name? Mine's a Charles Bronson film.
Ooh, so that's an oldie.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, $100,000 budget. This was $200,000 less than what Carpenter would get for Halloween, which is crazy to think about. Like,
this
movie had next to no money, and but it's crazy to see so many familiar faces in this movie that you would later see in future Carpenter projects or relatives of people that would show up in future Carpenter projects. So our cast is Austin Stoker, who plays Lieutenant Ethan Bishop, and he was an actor who did a lot of TV. He didn't really do a whole lot. A lot of the actors in this movie didn't really do a crazy amount of stuff. It was either they didn't do a lot after this movie or they just did a lot of stuff with John Carpenter. So we have Darwin Jostin as Napoleon Wilson, who actually one of the movies that they're most famous for is a movie they did together later in 1982, which became a Mystery Science Theater episode called, what was it?
Time Walker?
Time Walker. Yep.
Really?
Or Being from Another Planet.
I'll have to check that one out. I wasn't aware of that one.
The funny thing is I'm watching this movie and I'm looking at Darwin Jostin going, you look familiar. You look like somebody I've seen in plenty of movies. Not the same guy. And then I can't think of who the hell I'm thinking of.
Yeah. He does have that look about him though, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. We have Lori Zimmer as Lee. There would be back-to-back movies where characters are named Lee because Charles Cyphers, who plays Officer Starker in this movie, would later play Lee Brackett in Halloween 2 years later, which I guess was the name of the screenwriter for Rio Bravo was Lee Brackett. So that's where he got that name from.
Okay.
Lori Zimmer didn't do much after this either, because to be honest, when I was watching this movie, I went, not great. She's there. She has one face and one face only. We have Martin West as Mr. Lawson. I'm guessing that's the guy, the dad, right? Is that who that is? Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah, it's the dad.
Tony Burton as Wells, who is the other prisoner.
Hello, Wells.
Yep. He was in Rocky, or in a lot of the Rocky, or a few of the Rocky movies.
Yep.
Yeah. He actually showed up in Rocky Balboa. He was in Hook, in The Shining, in House Party 2. What the hell was he in The Shining? I don't know. I'm not going to look it up. We have Charles Cyphers as Officer Starker, who would later, like I just mentioned, would be in Halloween. And then he would also be in Escape from New York. Nancy Loomis, I think she has a different name. Nancy Keys now. She would play Julie. She would come back and play Annie in Halloween. So her and Charles Cyphers would play father and daughter. Peter Bruni as the Ice Cream Man. We have John J. Fox as Warden. We have, and then the last one I want to mention is Kim Richards, who plays Kathy, who has a very iconic scene in this movie. She is the sister of Kyle Richards, who would be in Halloween. Who would play the little girl that Laurie babysits in Halloween.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's about it. I'm not going to really go into anything crazy. There was not a lot that I saw like behind the scenes that was like I felt was like super worth mentioning. So yeah, if I missed anything, yell at me in the comments, because I want to hear the history of this movie from other people's perspective. All right, are you guys ready to talk about the plot of Assault on Precinct 13?
Dump it. Dump it.
Dan, you just keep getting further and further out of frame. By the time we're done with the episode, you're going to be just completely gone. We're just going to hear your voice.
I'm going to do that on an episode. Just slowly move to the right.
Because he keeps moving.
I can't help it. I fidget. It's what I do. It's part of my charm.
Damn. Stupid bugs.
All right. It is time to dissect that. Boom. We are in Anderson, California at 3:10 a.m. on a Saturday, and something's going down in the ghetto. And yes, I said that because that's literally what the movie is telling me. So don't yell at me in the comments that I said ghetto. Okay? It says it in the movie. And
I lived there once.
There was a group that's just running through like back rooms of some place. I don't know. They're just going through places, and then the cops are like, "Put your hands up." And they just run away, and the cops are like, "I guess we're just gonna shoot you." I was like, "Oh, I can see why this movie happens. This isn't how things are supposed to work."
No, you got to at least like give him like, you can't just gun a dude while he's running. Like,
it's not like they return fire. Like all these guys have guns too. All the criminals that are like in this hallway, they have guns. So I was expecting them to like turn and start shooting at the cops, but no, they just start to run away, and the cops are like,
"Fuck them.
We don't want to chase them, so we're just gonna shoot you."
Like fish in a barrel.
And what's funny is that the next scene, they're talking about it on the news, and they're like, "And there was a shootout between cops and gang members." And I was like, "There was no shootout.
This is a massacre.
There was just shooting from one direction."
Yeah. Don't do it. Criminals, don't do it. I've got the high ground.
Oh God. I hate you.
I hate you. Burning marshmallow. It's lava. No, they fill the corridor and they die with lava. No. So, hey, for some context, for those of you that care about this kind of thing, this is pre the big LA shootout, obviously, in the 90s. Cops usually just had revolvers and shotguns. Like, this is generally that was their armament. So, like, these kids were decked. Like, these kids had weapons that often aren't depicted in this situation.
I was gonna say a couple of them had like M16s.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. So there's a group of guys sitting in a room, and there's a bowl in the middle full of something. and they all each like get together and they just start carving into themselves, and then they pour the blood into a bowl. I did not know what was happening. And you really don't know what's happening until later on in the movie.
I just thought it was a blood pact or something.
That's what we.
I mean, that's pretty. I mean, ultimately, that's what it is. It's. I think it's like a Cholo blood pact or something, where it's like they are pretty much like, we are going to attack this group, and it doesn't matter if we die. We're going to attack until somebody wins.
Hey, can I point something out?
Yeah.
That even with this being the 76. Huzzah for having a culturally diverse like villain. It's not just like all minorities that are bad.
Yes. And that was John Carpenter's, like, that was what he wanted to do. He didn't want it to be one race. He wanted it to just be he pretty much like we were talking about the fact that he wanted this to be kind of like a remake to Rio Bravo, which is a Western, right? But ultimately he was very much inspired by George A. Romero and Night of the Living Dead, because he's like, the way I want the assault to happen is I want it to feel like these people are zombies. Like it's like a relentless attack. Like there's no, like they're not avoiding gunfire. They're not avoiding the violence. They're going straight in with, no intent of what's about to happen. So, which I really appreciated, because there's not a lot of dialogue. I don't think there's actually any dialogue from any of the gang's members that lead the attack. It's the only dialogue is from within the police station, which I really enjoyed.
The bad guys don't say anything.
Nothing absolutely nothing. I don't even remember if the in this group here, the four, I would say these are like the leaders, I'm guessing, somewhat, that I don't even remember if they say anything during this blood pact thing.
They don't.
All right. So we are in East LA, and we are just seeing this guy heading to work, and he, calls into the station. I guess this is his first day, like at least in this area. And he is tasked with watching over a closing precinct. Now, the funny thing is this movie is called Assault on Precinct 13. The precinct is actually Precinct 9. This was actually a title that the studio came up with, and it just stuck. And so that's why we have a misleading title.
I was wondering that. I was like, why? This is what? Excuse me?
So they say it's Precinct 9, Section 13, but that's not the same.
That's so stupid.
Yeah. I guess it just sounded better, because they had alternate titles that I think were thrown around. One of them was called Eyes. I think one of the original script names was just Eyes. Why? Which I don't think that was like what the movie was going to be called. I think that was just one of the, the filming titles, like a lot of movies do. They have like the titles that they would put on on stuff so that people wouldn't find out what it is.
The production titles and shit.
Yeah. So so he pretty much has to go do that. So we are then at a jail, and we have Charles Cyphers, who comes in, and he's picking up a couple of prisoners. Two of them, I'm guessing, are like lower end criminals, and then you have this one like death row prisoner who is
it's sick dude Wells, and then who you're about to talk to,
and Napoleon Wilson. And his thing is, you got to smoke.
Yeah,
that's what he says throughout the whole movie, which I guess is something that is said a lot in Rio Bravo, or is something that is said a lot in a lot of westerns. So that was another homage to that.
You smoking yet?
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Of course, you see some like police brutality again, as like the warden is like fucking with Wilson. He like pushes him out of the chair. He's like, oh, clearly doesn't know how to sit. And even Wilson plays into it. He's like, yeah, I don't sit well in chairs anymore. I must have forgot how to do it.
Yeah, and you could tell Starker's kind of like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, he's one of those guys who's like kind of split down the middle of like what is right and what is wrong with being a cop. And he kind of questions some things. But then later on, you're like, what are you even talking about, dude? Like, we'll get to it. There's one scene where I'm just like, who wrote this part? Oh, John, why did you leave this in? Stupid. So we also get the thing where they go outside and, they're all chained up and the warden's holding on to the chain and Wilson's like, I need a stretch. And he fucking trips up the warden. I thought he was going to try to escape.
Yeah.
But I think he just wanted to fuck with the warden because he fucked with him earlier.
Yep, I think so. Get one last hurrah and while he's being
because guess what,
out.
everybody? Wilson turns into a good guy. He's not the
True.
villain of this movie.
Did it say what specifically he was in jail for?
Yeah,
I can't remember.
He said he killed a bunch of people, but it's never explained how many he killed and who he killed and why. Mostly why he killed.
Yeah, but they probably deserved it.
I don't know. Like I said, we never get an explanation. It's always it's ambiguous. It just kind of leaves it open.
That's why we don't need to. We don't know. Yeah, we don't need to know.
No, it's too much. So we are then with a dad and daughter driving down to, I'm guessing they're trying to move their nanny into a better place. I'm guessing the dad's having an affair with the nanny.
Sticking in her butt.
100% that's what's going on.
Going for that nanny fanny, baby. Allow me to dust your opening, ma'am.
Lord. But I love that he's like,
Daddy, I need to go to the bathroom. Not now, damn it.
I just love that he's like, all right, so this is what you need to say. All right, this is what you got to do. And then she's like, I'm hungry. And he's like, well, we don't really have time. She's like, well, I would say nicer things about her if you just give me some food.
Extortion.
Hey, she's learning quick.
She knows how. She's wrapped around that dad's finger. She knows how to work him.
Also, she's like, oh, maybe you should ask the policeman for directions. And the guy's like, no, I think it's the street up here. It's, a couple streets up. She's like, I don't know. I think you should. So clearly there's something going on with the dad. Again, never explained.
Nope.
So yeah, a lot of things in this movie are kind of not fully set up, but it's like you always feel there's something more, but they just don't give it to you, and
nope.
You're kind of okay with it, because if everything was given to you, it would just be overwhelming. You're like, why did I need to know that about this person? Like you'll see the motivation for this guy later, and it's shown and it's justified, and you're like, that's enough for me. That's all I needed.
Yeah.
So then we meet those 4 other guys from the Blood Pact, and they're planning something. We just see them kind of getting weapons, and they start marching or getting in a car and driving. I don't remember which one they were doing.
So listen, I want to point something out here. Their choice of weaponry is interesting, very interesting. So this is when they walk to the car, which is this was just in a movie we just covered. Fuck. And Giant Spider Invasion, which will be next month, right?
Yep.
There's a lot of AMCs in that, and they drive an AMC ambassador in this one. There's a lot of AMCs in the other movie. But when they're in that nice AMC, they're getting their weapons out and doing stuff, and they fucking pull out a C96 Mauser, and you fucking put like screws on like a can, like a suppressor. Like, that's way too fucking small. It looks like a compensator.
Everyone uses a suppressor in this movie.
Everyone. And the dude even has, and again, M16, which is it's an AR-15. It's a civilian variant, which but regardless, it's not something you usually saw. At least I don't remember seeing a lot of movies of this era. Like, just by like a civilian having it, though. They do talk about stolen weapons.
Yeah,
so but it's the fucking Mauser. The C96 broom handle. 2 of the guys have one. I'm like, why is that your choice of weaponry? It doesn't reload via a magazine in the top. It's a stripper clip fed in the bottom. Sorry, it doesn't reload from the bottom. It reloads from the top. It's such a weird choice. It's a really weird choice. And the being suppressed, somebody had to custom make that. They did not exist that way.
I was going to say,
so weird.
As we just stated, every weapon in this movie is suppressed. And they mention it in the movie. Well, no, okay, sorry. All of the weapons the criminals use are silenced. Yes. So
we'll get to that when we get there.
So Bishop shows up to the precinct, and he meets Lee and Julie. Lee being played by Lori Zimmer, and her one face. I'm going to put a picture up, because this is literally the face that she makes the entire movie.
And she makes the face when she's shitting too.
I swear, this is the one face she makes. And then Julie is played by Nancy Loomis, or Nancy Keys. And like, Julie is the one who's like working the phones. So like, this precinct is moving somewhere else, and they're like slowly shutting everything down, like the phones, the electricity, stuff like that. So Julie is, pretty much getting calls about like, oh yes, the precinct has been moved. Yep. Like, that's all she's been doing. And then you have also the grumpy
company's job.
You also have the grumpy officer who's at the desk, who's just like, "What do you want? Here to see the captain." All right, I'll go get him.
Absolutely, Lieutenant.
Oh man.
This cop is like a cop plucked out of a 50s movie.
Oh, absolutely. He's the one who's leaning on the guy. He's the guy, he's the desk guy in RoboCop. He's
Mm-hmm.
So Bishop talks to Lee and kind of explains like, "Hey, yeah, I grew up here and I actually came to this police station when I was a kid. My dad actually brought a note, or gave me a note, and I came in here with it because I swore in front of my mom." And he pretty much wanted me to turn myself in for it. And then he said that he carved something into one of the desks at the station, and then he was afraid someone was going to find it. And I guess the table is still there with the with the carving in it. You never see what it says. You never actually see they don't actually show you the carving or what it says. So it's just like, because it's one of those, what did it say? And he like points at it, and then she looks, but the camera stays on them instead of like showing you, because guess what, guys? There's probably nothing there. They had to pretend like they were looking at the thing.
Yeah, it's not real. It's
not relevant to the story. It's just a little bit of a background to our main character.
It's just a little bit of character building. Like, here you go.
Yeah. So he gets called. So he goes and meets the captain. We see the captain like boxing up some guns and locking it, which will play into some scenes later. And he's talking about how like they're getting all these calls. Like I think it was a 315. I don't know what that is. I'm guessing it's bad. But he was talking about how there's like been, robberies and aggravated assaults and all that stuff. He's like, and it's not even 8:00. He's just kind of done with this shit. You could tell, like, on his face. See, there's literally a scene where he like leans back in his chair and he's just staring at the ceiling. What am I doing with my life?
Can't wait to be at the new precinct.
Yeah, it might be better, right?
Maybe.
So we then go to this black car, full. I think this is the car that has that group in it. And we get that awesome shot of the silencer poking out of the window.
Yep.
And it's just the guy in the back seat just aiming at different civilians. You think he's going to shoot somebody, but he doesn't. And then we see an ice cream truck. And the ice cream truck parks. And then for a while, we literally get like, you constantly see the car going back and forth, and the ice cream guy is just freaking the fuck out.
He's gonna great shot. He's like reaching for his piece. Like, he's ready.
Yeah, he knows something's going down. To be honest, when everything goes down, you know that he knew who they were. He was just waiting for the moment that they strike.
Mm-hmm.
But before we get to the events of the ice cream truck, we are back at the station, we're on the bus. We're on the police bus, and I didn't know what his name was until a little bit later when they say it, but Starker is talking to Wilson. He wants to get some information out of him about like why he did what he did and all that. And all he gets is, "You got to smoke." And then, he's like, "Yeah, I'll tell you later," type thing.
Yep.
Which I love. Again, we don't find any of this information out. It's so ambiguous. And you're just sitting there at the end of the movie going, I really don't care. I like this character now. So I don't really know. I don't really need to know what it is. I know it's like he fucking slaughtered children. I was like, okay, I don't like this guy anymore. This guy sucks. But I'm glad we never found that.
Orphans with diseases. Like, good God, man.
So the sick guy, he's getting worse, and they're like, well, we gotta go. We gotta stop somewhere. And then you find out that all he had to do was drive like 10 more blocks to the new station, and it would have probably all worked out for him. But instead he was like, 10 blocks, that's like 1,000,000 miles. We can't stop there. I'm like, what? I think the bus driver would have, I don't think he would have been any different between that stop and 10 blocks. How far is 10 blocks? How far is a block?
Under a mile. It's usually about 12 blocks in a mile, roughly.
Okay.
Roughly.
So nothing. So it's literally nothing. It's a silly way to get a bunch of people there for what is about to happen.
I was wrong. It's 20 blocks in a mile. 10 blocks is about half a mile.
So that's like nothing at all.
No.
You couldn't drive an extra half mile to a better situation? No, that's fine. He was mentioning, he's like, well, it could be contagious, and I want to make sure I get him in one of your holding cells. And I was like, So what's the difference between having him on the bus for an extra half mile or putting him in a holding cell? An open holding cell. There's no ventilation in there. Yeah, it contains. No. It's like it's just the criminals in there. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Who cares?
It's got to dissect. It only targets criminals. How?
All right.
We put it in the soap. I don't know.
We put it in the soap.
So Starker doesn't get sick. He can just.
Yeah, he was the only one who was actually concerned about literally they're taking all three of the guys out, and the dude's like all over the other two dudes. And
sounds like me on any given day.
And Wilson's just like, I think the most Wilson does is like one of these, like,
starts spraying like air freshener, like ew,
gross, out of here. It's disgusting. So.
Sorry, that would have been an air freshener. It was in the 70s. It would just sprayed Agent Orange on everything. This shit cleans good. Worked the NAM.
Oh boy. So we're back with the ice cream man, and he is freaking the fuck out because he knows he's getting stalked by somebody because that car just keeps going back and forth. And the father and daughter, they stop because he's got to make a phone call, and she's hungry, and she sees the ice cream truck. So she's like, Daddy, can I go get an ice cream? And he literally gives her a quarter, and I was like, wow.
Damn.
That's a time. That's a time we lived in. This movie's almost 50 years old, so not surprising.
Well, that was actually just before, that was a handful of years before a substantial inflation event. And I only know this because of automobiles, because a Corvette went from like $5,000 to like $11,000 from like 80 to 81.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a difference.
Something stupid like that. It's like it's practically like almost 100%.
That's crazy.
It's ridiculous. Anyway, yes. So quarter for your thoughts.
So she goes over to get an ice cream.
I'll go get some sweets.
Yep. So she goes over to get the ice cream, and the guy is, so like distracted that he's like, "Oh, I just closed." She's like, "But you still have the music on," and he's kind of like, and he's like, "Fine, whatever. What do you want?" She's like, I want a vanilla chocolate swirl." I was like, good choice. It's a simple choice, but it's a good choice. And she, he gives her the ice cream and she walks away. Well, the car finally shows up. Well, the great thing is that in that short time he's distracted by the girl, the car pulls up behind him. That guy with the gun gets out and, pulls the ice cream guy out, and he's, "Oh, I got your money. I'll get your money." And he this dude gives the gun a blowy, dude. He literally, that's a phallic thing that he is working with his mouth.
Now put it in your mouth.
So the guy who plays the shooter here is Frank Doubleday. He would actually come back and play a wild character in Escape from New York. He played a character named Romero, who was named after George A. Romero.
That's fair.
That character is something else. So I just watched Escape from New York because our friends over at Give Me Back My Action Horror Movies covered it during their month of action, and I was like, I haven't seen this movie in a long time. It still holds up. It's still a lot of fun. Another John Carpenter movie. And so as all that's happening, the little girl realizes she just got vanilla.
Just let it go, lady. Just let it go.
No, that's not what she wanted.
No. So she goes back and she goes, I was supposed to get the swirl, and the dude no look shoots her straight in the chest. And I went, oh shit. Like I physically like jumped a little bit. I was like, oh my God. I was not expecting this.
Like, what the fuck? And I was like,
yeah, my jaw dropped and I was like, what?
I was on the phone when it happened. I was like, fuck.
And then he shoots the ice cream man like off screen. Like he's like laying on the ground. He like puts a couple shots into him. But the guy's still alive because then we get the dad sees what's going on. He sees his daughter like laying in the grass, so he like runs over and he like consoles. He's crying and consoles her. And then the guy, I can't remember exactly what he says to him, but he says
a gun.
He's like gun, and
yeah.
Then
we fell at my grenadine. And there's just blood. Sorry.
That's not grenadine.
Do you think this is the ice cream truck that Clint Howard got like a couple decades later? You
see like a younger Clint Howard just like run out and just like, no one's around, just like hops in it, and that's the infamous ice cream truck.
Yeah, that's how it starts.
So yeah, so the dad, of course, being as upset as you probably would be when you see that your daughter just randomly got shot getting an ice cream.
I'd fucking do this.
Grabs the gun and he chases after the people, and it's like pretty intense to the point where they stop, and then it's like this weird shootout, and he shoots the dad shoots the shooter, kills him, and I was like, oh, all right. It was a weird situation. Again, no dialogue at all.
None.
Like the criminals do not talk. There's nothing. The dad doesn't say anything. And even when we see the dad later, he doesn't say much because that's like a whole thing with him. But I digress. I love the fact when he
sounds like a bitch, dude. He's
but he like runs away from the other guys because I love when the three guys like stand around the dead body of their friend and they just stare at him with like no expression on their face and just like, all right, blood oath, remember? Blood oath. And just like chase after this dude.
They all hold their hands over top him, absorb his soul.
Yeah, just it's like doctors. Have you seen Doctor Sleep?
No.
Oh. They like suck souls out with like just like slurp it out of them.
That's what he's trying to do with that gun earlier. He's like, suck it.
Yep.
Suck the bullets out. Suck out the flavor.
So we get Wilson doing the like you gotta smoke, and he meets Lee and they have this weird awkward staring contest, which is just Lori Zimmer in her one face looking at like the funny thing is I feel like they were trying to set up like some sort of romantic thing between Lee and Wilson. Like it was like, oh, will they, won't they? Will there be like something at the end? And because of her one expression, I just got nothing out of it. I was like, this is just awkward. Like if I imagine being in that room, like as you're just like, so you gotta like say anything? Like you're gonna smile? Or are we gonna smirk? Like what's happening with your face right now? I'm uncomfortable. Okay. I'm uncomfortable with whatever is going on there. And So the dad kills the guy. We already talked about that. And then he just runs to the precinct. And when he gets into the police station, they show the guys standing outside the police station, and they're all standing with the power stands. Did you see them all standing? They were like, I'm gonna show you all. It was literally like one of these. They were all standing like this.
Up.
What's happening? Why are you
Their
standing
instructor
like
was a
that?
football coach, like a renegade football coach.
But it was one of those things where they're all standing like that, and then they all like scurry like in different directions, like mice.
Shit, they turned the lights on.
Ah! So the dad goes in there. He's in shock. So he can't say what he wants to say to the guy at the desk. And so they're like, all right, well, clearly there's something going on with this guy. Let's get him out of here. And freaking Stalker. This is where Stalker pisses me off. Okay. Because he's getting upset because of what's going on. I'm sorry. Bishop told you it's a police station that's being shut down. It's not fully operational. You dumb fuck decided to stop here instead of driving 10 blocks to go to a functional police station.
Yep.
And what does this motherfucker say? He goes, you run this precinct like chicken night in Turkey. And I went,
what does that mean?
What the fuck does that mean? Two,
what is that?
What are you talking about? You're an idiot. It's your fault.
Angel's looking it up. We're gonna find out what this nonsense means.
So yeah, the power cuts out, which is bad. It's like
isn't the phones go first?
The phones go first, and then the power. Yeah, because they go to like I think they were gonna call. I think Stalker was gonna call either the next precinct or he was gonna call. He needed to call somebody. Phone stopped working. That's when he says the line, and that's because he's getting all pissed off. The guy's an idiot. Whatever. So Stalker goes out the back with a bunch of other cops because they're gonna like try to get out of there, and they all die. Pretty much everybody, like all of the cops, except the only ones that survive are Wells and Wilson. All the cops die, and then sick guy dies.
Little bitch, here's your pills.
I hope you're not sick anymore. So, and the thing is like Wilson, when Stalker dies, Wilson gets the keys.
Yep.
And instead of like setting himself free, he ends up going back into the precinct and then just gives them to Bishop. He's just like, oh, here you go. But then later on, they're just like, get him out of their cells and uncuff them. So it's like, okay, got a lot of trust in these guys. We don't know who they are. We don't know what they did, but we got a lot of trust in them because there's a shit ton of people outside. This is terrifying. When they look out that window and they see them all scurrying around that parking lot, and you're like, they just keep coming, man. How big is this gang? They're massive. It's like half the population of LA just running around this parking lot.
That means what else they gonna do? Just terrorizing the locals. Like, fuck, they can't do like a flash mob. It's not in the middle of the mall.
I really wanted them to like show, like, as they're like showing up, they're just showing up in like different places, like coming out of like the manholes and just like they're coming out of other buildings. Like,
dude, I expect
one's hiding in a tree. Like,
yeah.
But high up.
Shit. No shit. I expected them to like convene on the front of the police station and just break out into a dance number.
That would have been hilarious.
That would have been if they made this movie today.
Very true. Ghostbusters.
However, if they ever made a remake of this movie again,
I don't
listen. Just hear me out. They need to do the ice cream truck scene again, but instead of the regular ice cream music, it just needs to play "My Milkshake Brings All the Boys to the Yard." That's what the ice.
That's a perfect choice. Perfect choice.
Yeah. Carry on though.
So yeah, we forgot to mention the fact that the desk cop, he goes outside and immediately gets killed, and I love. Julie's just like, Cheney fell down.
What an oaf.
So my problem with her is she's all freaking out because the phone lines go down. Yeah. And then she's looking out the door when the lights go out. She's like, not the lights. And then he falls down and she starts laughing about it. I'm like, lady, are you okay?
Yeah, she literally is like, Cheney, he fell down. I was like,
he forgot his insulin again. Like, the man's dying, tee. Shut up, woman.
Like, she has the wrong emotions at the wrong
time. That's what she feel like. That's how she would be.
Oh, I mean, her reactions of like what they should be doing is like, oh, will you shut the fuck up? I will push you out there.
Yeah, she is that.
Oh person. God. I mean, I get it to a degree. Like, you're scared. This isn't what you signed up for with your job. You know, you're not an actual cop. You're a fucking, you're a secretary or whatever. So I get it to a degree, but it's also the fact of like, you're not helping the situation by whining about what you should be doing. You should shut the fuck up and then let me figure out what we should be doing.
Yes.
Oh. So yeah, hail of gunfire. Just shots happening, and this is where like every criminal has a silencer on their weapon.
Yep.
And they're just blanketing the place with bullets. Somehow the dad who wandered in does not get hit by a single bullet as he's laying he's napping on the bench. Just like, sir, you gotta get up. There's just bullets just flying everywhere.
Choo choo choo.
But somehow Julie gets hit.
Yep. Of everybody.
Yeah. So, because it's one of those like, are they gone? I think they're gone. They're gone. Julie, shut up. God. And then it's like this whole thing where they're like, they got that box with the guns in it that the captain was loading up when Bishop showed up. They're trying to get the lock.
Out.
But also, why are we is there not a crowbar? Shoot the lock. I don't know if that works. But like,
depending where you shoot it,
like there has to be other ways than just grabbing a lock and going like this. Well, I don't understand why it's not opening.
There's got to be like a
because it's a lock, you idiot. Like you're like that's the point of a lock, so you can't do that. But somehow, last second, he pops that lock with his hand.
Yeah, and tosses the shotgun to fucking
Wilson. The person who's supposed to be the most dangerous person in the room.
He sure as shit is. And then he's shotgun, boy.
What kind of shotgun is this, by the way?
It's a Winchester 1897.
Does it shoot like this?
It does, and I'm glad we're here to talk about this.
Good, because I wanted to talk about it, because that was 3 shots pretty damn fast. Like right as he catches the shotgun.
Yeah, because he does a cut. He's like, because I was like, I had to watch it more than once. He's like, douche. So what he does is, so the way he can do this is the 1897 Winchester. I always fuck Remington up on this all the time. It's Winchester 1897. The reason you could do that is this was the infamous trench sweeper we used in World War I, which was the M1897. But the reason it could do this, it's like a Nerf gun. You literally hold the trigger. Every time you cock it, it automatically fires. That's all you have to do.
Okay.
I wish they made more shotguns that do this. It's fucking sick.
So he knows how to do it because he's a man.
Damn right. He's in prison, baby. He's stroking himself and anybody else he's got to keep alive.
I just looked down at my note and I went, oh, yes, this scene. So right before he gets the box open, they put the box on the table and he goes, Lee, try to get the box open. She goes over to the box, grabs the lock, jiggles it for about 20 seconds and goes, I can't open the box. And so her and Bishop switch places. And that's when he's fighting with it. And then last second it opens. I was like, you could have tried a little harder. That was like when you tell your kid, hey, you need to find this. And they go in their room and they come out 30 seconds later and go, I can't find it.
It's right in front of them. And
then you walk in their room and it's like, you look down and there it is. You're like, all right.
Unless you're our kids who, yes, we have a laundry basket that has clothes in it. I'm looking for clothes to wear to school. Oh, I can't find anything. They've picked up maybe the top layer. Oh, I don't see anything. I can't find clothes. I'm like, are you serious?
You know what I thought
I can see it right there.
You know what I thought of in that whole scene?
What's that?
Or at least your description of the scene. Man, the guy could have squeezed at least a little bit harder.
Seriously.
He's like, you squeeze the slow, you're just like, yeah, I got it.
Also, is this the proper way to hold a shotgun? Like at your waist? Like it's that, that badass pose where
it looks cool, but it's like fucking YouTube. All right, it looks like I'm not gonna do anything that's gonna get in trouble. But anyway, it's like when people turn their pistol sideways. Like it's fucking stupid. You don't aim properly that way.
What does that even do?
It's supposed to look intimidating, but like, you need to align your sights. Like doing this minimizes your control, causes feet issues, causes limp wristing. It's all sorts of fucking problems. It doesn't work. It's just a fucking construct of our society that somebody thought was cool. They do it. But no, firing from the hip. I guess if you're really close, I don't remember how close the guys were in that scene. Yes, but you can't really aim.
You don't see them, so yeah.
It's harder to aim. That's and plus you got more control when it's against your shoulder. But
so
it still was cool as fuck.
Thinking about that, anytime you see a movie where they do the side hold there, they're always running away, or when they're actually shooting, you can see them like they're not even aiming. You could just imagine the bullets are just going every direction, but where they actually need to go.
Yep.
So yeah, they just got to wait it out, and they look out the window, and they're like ants. They just keep showing up. Like there's just so many of them out there. And then the three guys from the beginning, the three that are left, they walk up, they have their bowl of blood, they throw it on the ground, and then they throw a flag that says something, which again, I don't know if it actually shows you what it says.
No.
Yeah.
Because summoning one of the dark ones.
Well, this is when Wells freaks out because he finds out like it's a Cholo like blood oath. And we mentioned in the beginning the fact that it's like they are there to assault the police station and to kill. Their mission is to kill police officers as revenge for their friends getting killed in the beginning of the movie. And they will do it no matter what. They're not going, they literally just go straight in. And that's why you get that very zombie-like attack on the precinct once everything goes down. When everything goes down, one of the guys going through one of the windows is John Carpenter himself. I couldn't tell you which scene it was, but I guess one of them was John Carpenter.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to imagine it's the dude going through the blinds with the rifle. He like jams the AR like through the blinds and tries to go through and he gets shot.
Yeah.
Maybe not. I don't know. In my mind, that's who it is.
When all this is happening, all I was like, this is Call of Duty Zombies.
It felt like it.
It's 100% Call of Duty Zombies. Like I was just waiting for them to like have a bunch of boards leaning up against the wall and they're just hammering boards into the window. Yep. And they're getting 10 points every time they hammer a board in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't make that joke, but I have a good joke. I can't put it on here. It made me think of that. Hit markers, baby.
I can't do the hit marker noise.
No, I can't either. It's fucking, yeah, I got it.
So yeah, this is when we get, what are they doing? It's a goddamn siege. And the prisoners are set free. And Lee is shot, and her face does not change even when she is shot. But yet her arm goes completely limp. I love it. Her arm is literally like just doing one of these. And she's got perfect shots though on everybody who's coming through like down that hallway. Wonderful.
Good shot placement.
And then Wilson, last second, gets the shotgun, does the blast. It's really cool.
It is cool.
And yeah, we got Call of Duty Zombies going on inside the precinct. Julie's dead. R.I.P. Julie.
Webb's got a gun.
I guess she's...
Wells.
They all have guns. Yeah, everybody's got a gun. Except for Wells. You find out Wells' gun isn't loaded.
Yeah, it did have a suppressor on it, but it wasn't loaded.
He was like, it's because it had a suppressor. I was just shooting I could have been shooting nothing the whole time.
Well, listen, we need to talk about this because fucking Bishop goes on this huge tirade about suppressors. And let me inform you people, that's not how they work. Suppressors
don't sound like that either.
An actual silencer for a firearm does not exist. There's nothing that eliminates noise entirely. Suppressors do what their name indicates. They suppress the sound. It's like a muffler on your car. A muffler makes your car extremely quiet. And a lot of times you usually don't hear it or you hear very little of it. Depending on what you're firing, it will minimize the sound. And while people always think they're for assassination, suppressors are actually very good for hobby shooters because it's great for hearing protection. You're less likely to ruin your hearing, even though most people wear hearing protection. I always do, so on and so forth. But there's a lot of I don't know what doctors do hearing, somethingologists, surely. Anyway, ear doctors are actually petitioning for silencer availability for that reason, because some people are stupid and they ruin their hearing not having it. And not even just for yourself, it's also good for people around you. Some ranges are safe, but they're in some proximity to residents. They have to be a certain distance, obviously, but it's for hearing protection. And they don't do that. You still get the mechanical slide and everything of the gun working. Like, that's all making noise. There's no dead silence. It does not exist. Plus, the rounds they're firing still make noise when they crack the sound barrier. So that's why most suppressed weapons use subsonic ammo, so they don't break the sound barrier. Facts.
Gun facts with Dan.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
They're not all bad.
Thanks, Dan.
The suppressor thing. Good for ears.
It's ENT, by the way.
What now?
ENT.
But I thought there would be like a name.
Well, audiologist.
Like throatologist.
Guckologist. There's an audiologist.
That's another name for a throat doctor.
Here to be the guckologist. I'm going to an ENT soon. I'm going to try to slide that in.
And an otolaryngologist.
Nice. Carry on, Parker.
Words.
All I know is that when Julie died, and they're sad about it, and Lee's face never changes, they're like, Wilson, we're gonna, like, the thing is, Bishop trusts Wilson like right off the rip. He's like, I don't give a shit what you did, who you are. We're in this together. We're just doing this. And it's like,
we're all trying to survive.
A little bit of you is just like, why? Why are you so trusting? But also it's like, you're in this situation, as is he. I kind of understand. All of your past is behind us right now. We're focusing on what the hell's going on. But there was a Coke machine that they used to block one of the doors, and I want it really bad.
Yes.
That's a super
door
cool
ones.
10-cent Coke machines.
Oh, they're so fucking sweet.
So cool. So they look outside because they're like, oh, other cops definitely heard this happening. So somebody's going to be coming soon. They look out the window. All the bodies are gone. The cars are parked back where they were. And they're just like, yeah, they made it so that no one would be suspicious if they drove down the street. Because there's no evidence.
They're just taking, like, during the everything that was happening, the scramble, the big shootout there's literally members of them just dragging bodies away. Yeah. So there's no evidence. Yeah, like you said.
I mean, there was 1,500 of them. So you definitely, everyone had an assignment. You're most likely going to die. You're going to be body pickup. I want to be body pickup, please.
If this dude goes down, you just pull him out. Go.
Every person who went through a window or tried to get into the building had a backup guy who was just the body remover. Like, if my buddy gets killed, I got to get him out of there. That's my job. Yep. It's a wild buddy system, but you know what? It was effective.
Yep. You think this was the Boy Scouts? You think they went rogue?
Maybe.
They earned their badges.
Oh man.
Yep.
So Wells finds out it's a Cholo thing, and he is like freaking out. He's like, "No, I'm getting the fuck out of here. This is not. I don't fuck with that." And then he threatens everybody with his gun. And I do like though that when he turns and points it at Bishop, Bishop actually flinches. Like I don't know if it was the actor doing that, like just out of a reaction, or if that was, that was how it was written. But yeah, it's like he's acting all tough, like leaning against the wall with his gun, and he's like, Wells, and Wells turns around and he's just like, oh, jeez, I wasn't expecting that fast. But yeah, he's like, we're gonna play a game. It's gonna be called Save Ass, and I'm gonna save my own ass. I'm gonna climb out that window and get out of here. And then Lee like goes into a whole thing. She's like, yeah, so what are you gonna do? You're gonna climb out that window, and then you're gonna get killed, and then you're gonna get thrown in a hole with 5 other cops that got killed tonight. I was like, damn, Lee. All right.
She ain't wrong.
Yeah, she's not. But then she sees that his gun isn't loaded. And she's just like, how am I supposed to take this guy seriously? He doesn't even have a loaded gun. And then they both laugh. I was like, oh, that's fun. He doesn't get offended. He's just like, I'm going to laugh at the situation too, because I'm an idiot. So this is when Wilson walks up to Lee and goes, you got to smoke? And she actually has a cigarette. And then he's kind of off. He's like, you got a light?
And my first thought is the moment he lights that and that cherry lights up, he just gets picked by a sniper.
No, the sniper takes out the end of the cigarette.
Yep. No smoking.
That'd be no smoking. And yeah, so everybody takes inventory of how many bullets they have left, and it's like a combined like 7 rounds.
Yeah, I think nobody has anything.
It's like Bishop had, or no, maybe it was like 8, because Bishop had 3. Somebody else had 3, and I think Wilson had 2 in the shotgun.
Yeah, because then like I was sitting there during this whole scene, like these motherfuckers are running in there getting shot. They have guns. Like, did they grab their guns too? Inside the precinct? They were just grabbing guns when they left?
I don't know.
Like somebody had to have dropped ammo somewhere. Like I've played shooter games. Like somebody always dropped the scavenger perk. Somebody always drops ammo.
I always had that perk.
Oh, same, dude.
I don't know why I had that perk because I was... I don't know why I had that perk, because I was always the guy who ran in like a moron and would always die 30 to 40 times a game because I'm like, I'm going in. So why do I have that perk to pick up bullets? I never was alive long enough to need them.
But if you were, by golly, you bet you wish you had it.
Oh, absolutely. It was definitely worth every slot you needed to use it, which was 1.
Yep.
So yeah, I love that they keep going back to these 2 guys in like a squad car. And they're like, the one guy's like, I know there's bullets being shot somewhere. I don't know where, sir. I don't know where the hell I'm supposed to be looking. There's nothing happening right now. And I love the guy in the passenger seat. He's like, something doesn't feel right. I have a psychic ability that something just seems off. And I was like, what is happening with these 2 guys?
I feel it in my curly hair. Like, stop with the curly hair.
He's just the guy in the driver's seat. He's so stressed. He's like, you could hear the plastic like breaking in his hand as he's holding that fucking walkie-talkie.
Yep.
Oh, but then I love the street that precinct is on. They're like, hey, why don't we go down that street? He's like, nah. The only thing down there is an empty precinct. I was like, of course, the one street you need to go down. They're like, nah, we're all right.
Yeah, they keep alluding to it too. Yeah. It's like the cops are going to come. Someone's going to check on this. This is this. And nobody does.
Nope. Nobody does. So they find out that there's a way to get out of the building through the basement. When it's like you go through the basement, then it goes through like the sewer, I'm guessing. And then it goes like out, like escape out of one of the manholes. And so they have to figure out who's going to do it. So Wilson and Wells play potatoes, I think was the game.
Yeah, let's do potatoes. I was like, potatoes?
But also, Wells freaks out because he's like, I have no luck. I lose every time. He's like, well, we're going to give it a chance anyways. Then he ends up still losing. He's like, I told you, I don't have any luck. So they get down to the basement. It's just him and Wilson. And he's like, pretty much they're talking about the fact of like, yeah, I think the original plan was Wells was going to escape and just escape. Like, I don't think he was actually going to send anyone to the precinct. It was kind of like, I'm going to go to jail after this is all over anyway, so I'm going to just try to get the hell out of here.
Yeah, because he was trying to get to the border.
Right.
Yeah, because he was like, because before he goes, what's Napoleon? Said like, hey, just at least call.
Yeah.
Call the cops before you leave.
Yeah. It wasn't like you don't need to go to them, but at least call them,
yeah,
anonymously and just, send help. But it just shows kind of like that Wilson isn't really that bad of a guy. Like, I get we never really get the full story behind Wilson and like what he actually did and all that, but it's like it's kind of giving us one of those, I feel like maybe he was like misjudged, or he was convicted of something he didn't do, or it was a self-defense thing, or that was turned into a murder. Like it's one of those things where it kind of gets you thinking about what he actually did.
Well, yeah, and like realistically, like listen, people make mistakes. People go in jail, and people do things. So people rob people. Like, hey, I rob people of money. I make drugs. I sell drugs. Whatever. Doesn't mean they're just shitty fucking people.
Oh, absolutely.
They just may have made poor choices in life.
Mm-hmm. So Wells, though, he pops out of the manhole cover and starts getting shot, or he like starts to crawl over to the cop car. He gets into the cop car, not the cop car, but there's just a random car sitting there. And he drives around and gets shot. He did. I don't remember. Was the guy in the back seat? Was the guy in the back seat?
He was.
Yeah.
He gets to the end of the road. He sees the telephone booth, and then the guy comes up from the back seat and just has a suppressed AR and just plugs him in the back of the head.
Which the crazy thing is no one in the precinct knows that he died.
Nope, not a one person.
Yeah. So they go down to the basement, and Bishop finds acetylene tank.
Mm-hmm.
It's like just some sort of gas. Magnesium.
Yeah, like you ever heard of an acetylene torch?
Yes.
Yeah, same thing.
And then he finds magnesium flares, and they're like, "Well, how are we gonna cover ourselves as we're going down this hallway?" And they find this massive sign that says "Support the police."
Yes.
That's what they're going to use. So the squad car shows up on the street that they should have been at 10 minutes before, and they're driving down, and still that one guy's like, "I don't know what's happening. I don't hear any bullets." And I love the person on the other end is like, "Yeah, there's reports of fire, fire happening everywhere. Neighbors are calling in about shots being fired." And the guy's like, "I don't hear anything." And his partner's just in the passenger seat like, "I can feel it. I feel something's happening." Shut the fuck up, Terry.
My curls are tingling.
I can feel the cosmos.
Huh?
I can feel the cosmos.
Yeah.
I can smell colors.
Dude, I will tell you though, if there's as much as they're shooting, you'd smell that fucking powder.
Oh yeah. Based on how many of them there were. I mean, I can guarantee not every single one of those guys outside had a gun, because clearly they were just running into the windows without weapons.
There were some that were
just like
bludgeons, dildos, possibly.
Maybe. There could be. Listen, I guarantee they probably hurt. You hit them hard enough.
Hey,
man, make sure you get that big. Make sure you get that big black one. You're like, oh no.
Please, I'm not trying to get topical, but did you see the WNBA thing?
No.
Where somebody whipped a somebody whipped a dildo at a player. It was on the middle of the field, like playing in the middle of a basketball WNBA game.
Oh, I did not see that.
I just thought it was funny. It was vaguely topical. One person will get that joke. The whole one person that listens to this. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Make sure to tip your waitress.
But they stop and they hear it sounds like rain. And it's like, oh, it's raining out. And it's like, that's not raining. And they look up and it's blood like pooling on the top of the car. And they look up and it's just a dead lineman just up there like, I don't know if he was killed on purpose or if he was just part of he was just running. What was he doing that late by himself?
Hang on. Keep going.
Oh, I was just confused what this guy was doing. I mean, he was fixing something, but like I figured if it's this late, I'm not doing that shit by myself. I mean, this was also 1976. So you got to remember, safety was not priority number one with jobs like that. So, but we're back at the police station, and they're down in the basement, and they're setting up their trap. Go ahead.
Damn it! I missed it. I was trying to find the name. They see the lineman up there. That's got to be old Edgar Deems. He only wears that one damn jacket. Not a lineman, but whatever.
That's great.
Yeah, carry on.
Oh, that was good. That was perfect. was a little late. We'll have to deduct points for it, but
just a little bit.
It's fine. It's pretty typical for us. We're always
the
late.
intention was there.
But speak for yourself,
No,
sir.
I'm late.
You are, not me.
I was dropped on my head at birth. That's fine. It's normal.
But the creepy thing that happens while they're in the basement there and they're setting up their trap is you can hear like Molotov cocktails being thrown inside the precinct on the top floor. And you can hear like the fire burning throughout. Yeah. He's like, oh, they're burning the place down. And I'm just thinking, well, I mean, it is closed. So, I mean, I guess they're helping. I mean, they did kill somebody. So
it's cheaper to do that than have to pay a demolition crew to clear the whole property out. It's fine.
Yeah. But of course, as we saw with the lock on the box where it was like a last second open, and guns, dispersed, we get you only have 3 shots in this rifle to hit that tank, and he shoots blindly for the first 2. He doesn't aim very well with the first 2 shots. He's just like, that seems right. And then it's like, okay, well, it's smoky in there. I can't see shit. But of course, he hits it with the 3rd shot because that's how it works.
This is the only kind of isotope this side of gosh dang it. This is the only kind of isotope this side of Oak Ridge, so you can't miss. That's a Monster Zone episode. Go fucking watch it. It's good. the Beast from 20,000 Fathoms.
Yes. Great episode. Great show. Should check it out.
I've been to Oak Ridge.
Yeah.
I think you talked about that in the episode.
We did, and I'm going to talk about it now.
All right. So, of course, they hit the tank. It blows up, kills all the guys in there, except for our 3 survivors. And the cop, a big giant squadron of cops show up, and it's like, oh, now we show up, and we get our last moment of anyone got a smoke, and nobody says anything, and the dad from earlier gets taken away. Like, he doesn't do anything. He does his thing earlier in the movie, and he's just kind of there. And somehow he survives, but I digress. And Lee and Wilson give each other the fuck me eyes. But in the worst way possible. It's just, I'm just not feeling it. I'm sorry, Lee. I'm not feeling the one face. Okay? One look all the time.
Yeah. Do you want to have sex on top of all these charred bodies?
And I'm going to stare at you like this the whole time.
That's her oath. Oh, British porn. Almost. There we are.
That's what they say instead of I'm coming.
Yes, pretty much. Use the term spunk, which really gets to me. I'm sorry.
Oh, it looks like I got a bunch of spunk on you. Michelina.
I'll call the maid.
Let me get my kerchief. I don't know if that's what they call it.
We've offended
to all of our UK listeners, please yell at us. Please yell at us.
Please tell us. Yeah, comment and say, we're offended by you savages. I live in the UK, please.
Please.
That's what we want to know.
Because the majority of that is true. Mm-hmm. And we get our final lines are between Bishop and Wilson, because he asks about his name. And of course, another thing we never get an explanation for is why his name is Napoleon. But it's, you're pretty fancy, Wilson. And he goes, I have moments. And then they walk up the stairs. And that's it. That's the movie. That is Assault on Precinct 13. Now it's time to go around the room and share our final thoughts on the movie. And we'll start with Dan, since he picked it.
So, I actually enjoyed this movie quite a bit. It was pretty fun. I would say there's definitely a build up. It does not rush you directly into the action. You get a little bit like that real short thing where, the fish in the barrel moment,
Oh, yeah.
Pounds the fish, people with the barrel, And then they kill all the youths, because down with the youths, whatever. And then you got like that long buildup of everything going on. And then I like how it gives the timestamps. Like throughout the day, you get like those.
Yeah, John Carpenter did that to make it feel like a documentary.
Makes sense. It's cool. I get what he's going for, but I like it. But then once it goes, then you really start to feel for some of these characters. I was not expecting what's the one cop?
Cheney?
He played the sheriff. No, played the sheriff in Halloween.
Oh, Starker?
Starker, yes, thank you. I was not expecting him to die. I was expecting him to be in the movie longer. But I kind of like his character a little bit outside of when he's an asshole there toward the end. Excuse me. But no, I like the characters. Like I like Wilson. Bishop's cool. Lee is just whatever. Like, I think she does cool stuff. I just wish they had a different actress. No offense to her. I wish they just picked a different actress. I would have liked the character more. Not that I didn't like her. But yeah, Wells was cool. Like, he's like the down on the luck kind of guy. Like, I liked him. And then the dad. Like, I wish there was a little more build up to him, because I felt like I like that they don't really tell you anything. It's just kind of like an incident that happens, and you don't need to know everybody's backstory, because that's kind of like real life. Like, shit happens, you interact with people, things go on. You don't know these people. You don't know what happened, what brought them to this moment in time. It's just how life really is.
Yep.
So, but anyway, like he does this. He has like the thing with the cops at the beginning. It felt like a breadcrumb to something. And like, I thought he was going to have some connection to everything. And then like, he just lays on a bench for like 2/3 of the film and does nothing outside of like, he does avenge his daughter, which is fair, but like just lays on a bench. And I was like, fuck. But anyway, I liked it though. Like, it had my little nitpicks. I liked it. There was some cool gunplay. There was some cool shootouts and stuff like that. And some good dialogue, some witty dialogue. And it was fun. It was a fun movie.
All right. Angela.
For a first time watch, I liked it for the most part. Could have done without the shooting of the little girl. And I thought the whole gang was zombies because of the way they walked and talked. Well, didn't talk.
Yeah, it's fair.
And the one white warlord or whatever he's coined as, he didn't have any emotion on his face either. He just kind of... He
didn't, but like, I feel more acceptable for him since he's a psycho.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, fucking 100%.
Yeah.
But I said they were either on drugs or they were zombies because of the way they...
I mean, it could have been both. I mean, drugs turning him into some sort of like, I mean, not like your atypical zombie, but
yeah,
a drug-induced zombie.
Yeah, like not like bath salts.
No, not like that.
That makes him crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, I enjoyed this. I really want to go back and rewatch the remake because I do remember really enjoying the remake. This definitely, it feels of its time. I do appreciate like what they could do with very little money. Like I said, this only costs $100,000 to make. I mean, in 1976, that's way more than $100,000, but it's still not a lot of money at that time. And they made a pretty effective movie. There's really not a lot to the movie itself. It's pretty simplistic.
Yep.
But it's okay. And the fact that they don't need to explain every little aspect of every character was good, because I think it would have been like a 2-hour movie, and this movie did not need to be 2 hours.
No, dude, if they did it today, it would fucking be 2 hours.
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't remember how long
backstory
the is.
About how, the main cop seems like a good dude, but he's a piece of shit, and somebody's a fucking child molester for some reason and a racist, and that's just how it's going to be.
Yep.
Like, okay, why? Is this relevant? No.
So, some final notes on the movie. The score for this, which was done by John Carpenter and performed by Carpenter and set director and future director Tommy Lee Wallace, who people may know as the man who literally created the Michael Myers mask. So the mask that you see back here, Tommy Lee Wallace is the reason that exists. And he was the director of the It miniseries.
Oh, cool.
But he performed and wrote the score with Carpenter in 3 days, which is pretty impressive.
Okay.
The movie was shot in 20 days, including Thanksgiving in 1975 for $100,000, as I stated before. And I was mentioning the fact that he wanted to make this more of like a Rio Bravo, and Howard Hawks was the director of Rio Bravo. And John T. Chance, which was the pseudonym that Carpenter used when he was editing, was actually the character, John Wayne's character in Rio Bravo.
Oh.
And John Carpenter would do a Howard Hawks remake with 1982's The Thing.
Yep, that's true. Yeah.
Yep.
True facts.
Yep.
Nailed it.
Yeah, that's it. I think that's everything I need to talk about with 1976's Assault on Precinct 13. If you have any info on this movie, if you have any, if you're, yelling at your TV or yelling as you're listening to this episode going, you didn't talk about this, make sure to drop it in the comments on the video on YouTube, or you can comment on Spotify. You can comment on Apple Podcasts. You can leave us a DM on our social medias. You can email us at dissectthatfilm@gmail.com. Do all of that stuff. All right. And yell at us.
Please.
Say, why didn't you talk about that? I apologize in advance to whatever we forgot to talk about. All right, guys. Well, next week, it's the Monster Zone. I got to remember, we're flip-flopping now, so I got to make sure I don't talk about the next episode of this show, even though you're not going to hear what the next episode of this show... Well, actually, I guess I could share what the next episode of this show will be as well. Next week, you're getting a Monster Zone episode. You're getting a brand new Monster Zone episode, our fresh one with our fourth co-host, Mikey, where we talked about the 1959. Is it what was Killer Shrews? When did Killer Shrews come out?
Oh fuck! I think it was 59. 59? I think it was 59.
So 1959's The Killer Shrews. It's a wild one. Is it better than the Loch Ness Horror? Yes. Everything is better.
Oh God, yes.
Everything is better than that.
Yeah, that's fair.
We hope you enjoy whatever we discussed during that episode. So, but yeah, we are doing The Killer Shrews next week for the Monster Zone, and then after that will be our final episode of August. So I thought we should keep it in a similar theme to what we've been doing all month with The Rock and now Assault on Precinct 13. So why not do something where there's cops involved and they're fighting something that's pretty hard to kill? So we're going to talk about 1990's Predator 2, directed by Stephen Hopkins, who we've talked about on the show before for Ghost in the Darkness. So
yes.
Very, very excited. I haven't seen Predator 2 in decades. It has been a long time. So I'm very excited to finally check that out and get an episode out, because we have covered Predator like 3 years ago. It is very good. We did that with Boomer and Gabby from Podcast in the Woods. And then we did Prey, technically the latest entry in the Predator series since Badlands isn't out yet. Or no, that's a lie.
AVPs.
Oh yeah, we did AVPs.
Yeah, I know.
Listen to the episodes. Movies, not so much. Yeah, that's what we got going on for the rest of August. And then September, we'll talk about it at another time. But yeah, I forgot to do comments.
Do comments quick.
We're going over to social media to see what you all had to say about Assault on Precinct 13. Going over to Twitter. Our first one is from the VHS Abyss podcast, who says gritty, atmospheric, classic. Movies for Days, or at Movies Days, our good friend Newman says, never seen it. Need to fix that ASAP. You should check it out. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's streaming right now, but like I said,
Tubi.
There you go. Check it out on Tubi. There you go. If you need to check out a movie that you've never seen before and you don't know if you really want to buy it, if it's on Tubi, it's well worth it. We got our good friend Darren from NostalgiaCast and Back to Blue, who says, I've never looked at an ice cream cone the same way again. 'Tis true.
Yep.
'Tis true. Stephen Movie Buff 3000 says, pretty good first effort by Carpenter. Dark Star doesn't count. I mean, I don't know why that wouldn't count, but okay. Weird setup for the titular assault, but I love the zombie-like multiracial gang. A likable team of heroes backed by a great score by Carpenter. It's not one of my favorites, but still enjoyable. Very understandable. And then they also commented again. They said, I want a vanilla twist.
Yes, that is the correct kind, in my opinion. I want the twist.
Yep. And
but if they give you the wrong one, don't come back.
Yeah, don't.
Just let it go.
Just deal with it. Just deal with whatever. Over on Instagram, we have one from Mouths of Madness, who says, one of my favorite John Carpenter movies. There we go. Just one from Lo Wang, who's very excited we're covering this movie. So
yeah.
Thank you for dropping your comments. We appreciate it. Make sure to follow us on all the social medias, either at Dissect That Film or Dissect That Film Pod, so you can leave your comments on whatever movie we're covering. I try to post them about a day before we actually do the recording. So yeah, share your thoughts. If you haven't seen the movie, you don't have to comment. If you've seen the movie, we'd like to hear what you thought. And yeah, I think that's it, guys. Now it's time to do the final stuff. which is stuff that I already talked about in the beginning of the show, but I got to do it at the end. If you want to follow us on social media, I just said where you can find us. I'm not going to say that again. If you want to support the show financially, you can go to patreon.com/dissectthatfilm, where we have a couple tiers over there. We have a $1 tier where you can get early uncut versions of the episodes, which come out up to a week early. We have access to polls. I leave messages on there. There's other things that we're going to be doing down the road. I have actually ideas for things that I might just do on my own for Patreon, just like quick things. But yeah, there are Patreon things in the works. And as I stated in the beginning of the show, if you join us at the $3 tier, you can join us for our monthly watch-alongs, which we're going to be picking movies. We're probably just going to be letting the patrons in the tiers pick the movies we watch, or pick a list and we kind of spin a wheel, or we could do whatever. We'll figure it out. But starting in September, once a month, we are going to just, me, Dan, and Angela are going to be sitting, watching a movie together, and then you guys can hop in a chat and hang out with us. So I feel that's worth it. That's worth $3. Yeah. That's nothing. Yeah, you can find that's cheaper than a movie rental. Funny I am. Yeah, that's cheaper than a movie rental, and you get to hang out with us, and you get to pick the movie. It's pretty crazy. So yeah, so that is that's where you can support us financially. If you can't do that, make sure to go to your favorite podcast apps and leave us a 5-star review. Leave us a review for the show. Tell us how we're doing. We want those 5 stars, but if you think we only deserve 1, hey, that's just, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. We would appreciate you just kind of move on. But you know what? If you got to do it, you got to do it. Also, we have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/dissectthatfilm, where we just mentioned the fact that we just hit 1,000 subscribers, which is pretty mind-blowing. It took us 4 years. It was a lot of work, but we finally got there, and I'm very proud that we finally got there. But yeah, if you want to watch the video version of the episodes, go over to YouTube and leave us a comment. Hit the like button. If you didn't like the video, just, again, move on. You don't have to hit the dislike, okay? Move on. Just hit the like button, leave us a comment, and then hit that subscribe button, because it's free. Because we have a lot of people watching our videos who aren't subscribed to the channel. It's free. Just click the button.
Yeah, if you're watching the video version of this, go down and tell me what card I just held up.
There you go. Do that.
And we know you're paying attention.
What should be the message we should, what is the key word? We should do this every episode. What is the thing that we should tell people to put in the comments or put in like DMs or whatever to show that they actually watched or listened to the episode?
We'll think about that.
So that I will forget what you said, Dan, and then I get mad at somebody because they told us the episode sucked.
Yeah,
or told us that the episode was shitty because I forgot that was the joke that we had said in the episode.
Yeah, we need to think about that. Yeah, put something concrete.
They can tell us how many faces Lee made.
There you go. There you go. Oh, so good. What am I forgetting? I feel like I'm forgetting something. Am I forgetting anything? Did I get everything?
Oh, we need to do the patrons.
That was the thing I actually remembered. I was just making sure there was nothing before that.
I think you got everything.
Oh, all right. Well, the last thing we're going to do is thank the wonderful patrons over at patreon.com/dissectthatfilm. We have Billy Joseph Jr., Bucket of Chum, the Shark Movie Podcast, Corey Morissette, Daniel Collins, Dustin Elkins, Jordan Champion, Lo Wang, Rudy5453, Angela, Anna Presley, Dan of Dissect That Film, Doom Generation, Eric Stein, Jason, Robert Stewart, and the Baron's Hideout Podcast. Thank you all for supporting the show on Patreon, and thank you to everybody else for supporting our show anywhere you listen, you watch, all that, sharing the show, all of that fun stuff. We appreciate you very much, because without you, this show wouldn't probably exist. So we appreciate the continued support, and make sure you tell your friends about us. All right. I feel like if you feel like you listen to the show and you feel like you know somebody who you think would enjoy listening to us, please share with the world. Okay. We'd like
listen to these guys.
Yeah. Listen to them. They don't speak well, but they're good peeps.
Hey, words are hard.
Yeah. Words are hard. Clearly I forgot how words work most of the time.
Yep. It's biscuit.
So very tired.
Sleep.
Need some sleep. But yeah, I probably forgot something, so yell at me for that. But until next time, I am Brett Parker. That is Dan and Angela of DNA Gaming. We are Dissect That Film, and this has been another episode of the Dissect That Film podcast, episode 215. We'll see y'all again on the next one. Bye. You gotta smoke?